Ange, make sure you keep calm.
Don't get a rock. Don't get in the face. Nice and calm. No, I know.
Should we go and see them?
No.
Ange, no!
I said let them come to us because then we get them on camera.
They're here as well. They're here as well.
Sounds.
You okay, boys?
No, I got this one.
You'd like to come over here?
Yeah.
Causing no harm, no loss.
We're not moving the tent.
That's fine.
There's no law.
We don't have to move the tents without a D notice.
No.
There's nothing against a peaceful protest.
Right, so
We've
high
been in
com.
since Saturday.
Right, high com.
Legislation is fraud.
Right. Use it here on pot.
If we could just do it one at a time, so we can in here.
Ange!
Let me talk. Use it here on part of the council. Yeah, on behalf of the council. Yeah. I'm an ex-forces. Yeah. I'm a rape victim.
Well, my child
The Queen, whenever we do Green Park, says, I want my children to win the other part of Green Park.
Labour Councillor Peter
Simon.
Can't touch it! They've got to give us a D notice and then 30 days.
You're not doing your job properly.
Pull Ange out of the way. Ange out of the way. Ange out of the way.
We've been here since Friday. Yeah, we came on here at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. Yeah. The council knew we were here. Why did you not serve a notice on the
Ange, don't give them a reason.
Listen, the police have no jurisdiction. That's why they're not here.
I know what.
We're just giving the opportunity.
Right.
I know.
It's a civil matter. We're not here to have. We're not here to.
That's why we're here.
This is peaceful. If you've got the decency, that's what it is. Walk to the front of that tent. It's about child and read our story. And while you're here, me and Bobby are still under the government. We're government protected. The police in Birmingham support or anywhere that we go support us because
Yeah, we know Janie enforcement officers can't touch us.
we're peaceful demonstrators getting the point out to Salford Social Services. Yeah.
You took it. Put your building on our land.
I know
You're
you're
the
not.
criminals, not us. You're raping and murdering our children. So yous are the criminals. What part of that do you not get? We're here to save our children. And if you think that's funny, get him on camera because he's laughing. If you think that's funny, if you think that's funny laughing about the rape and murder of children, carry on because you will get charged in the end.
The lives to hear what these lot are saying.
We're our town. We would our support for the next
Mugshot of them lot.
If you want a picture, just ask. It's fine.
Yeah, we can see you.
That's the assistant director riding up there. He ran from me before. Won't speak to me because he knows he's put the lives of my 6 children at risk.
It's a pity they're not as protective of the children in this country as they are of the property that they claim is their own.
That's exactly what I want to say.
It's a shame this country isn't as passionate about protecting children than keeping victims silent. And children are being raped and abused by the system. I'll read you the facts and evidence out shortly, okay? About the counsellors, about police officers that have been charged.
Take back inside. Won't speak to us. Ange, they're not police.
Well, I think we need the police.
They're not police.
I think we actually need the police here. Someone who can actually answer us.
That's the reason we've got to keep it. We've got her on the camp.
If you go to court, will give us 30 days. Hence the 30 days.
Exactly. Well, they're going to have to go to court because we ain't moving.
Actually, it does live in the UK.
Yeah. So
We live in the UK, we've done this before.
Get your order, and we'll see you in 30 days, innit?
We've done it before, so we know the law.
And if we need the Queen's back, and we'll go to the Queen and get her because
We've already had them back in before.
You go and tell them.
Yeah, no one's doing nothing about it.
30 whatever days. Yeah. But peacefully.
No denotice, no move. And they can't bar me from my own area. Did have a job, my kids are under this authority.
It's alright, they barred Angie from every social set.
Fucking laugh in the window again.
I'm trying to get her, the reason I'm trying to get her to calm down and pull away is because we've got her on the plane.
Look, she thinks it's fucking funny. Laughing in the windows again.
That woman.
I find it really offensive that someone's pointing at us over there with the curly hair in the middle. I find it really offensive that you're pointing at us.
Get it up now, I want the megaphone now.
We need to get it set up anyway because we're meant to be doing the demo today anyhow. Why don't they just come out and speak to us? Why don't they come out and speak to us? No point hiding behind the doors now. Hello? This is getting bad. Yeah, Marie, where the hell are you? You're meant to be back up here.
Not to mention we've got victims coming to us left, right and centre. So if you want to play the game, we will get a body cam. We will take you to court for all the children that are coming today for 2019. We will literally take you to court. The shoes are here to remove us.
We're protecting you.
And
given,
hold on, given I had arguments with these last week because they have endangered the lives of my 6 children by right, there's a family that would willingly kill my children to get revenge.
And unless you come to us with a solution, we ain't moving. It's as simple as that.
Unfortunately, I'm stuck in the middle of both you and them.
Right, something that happened nearly 20 years ago. This particular family would stop at nothing to get revenge. That includes going for my kids. They allocated a social worker which is in contact with that family, gave that social worker has access to my children's details and addresses. And do you know what they said? We can't do anything. Won't even give it in writing to guarantee my children's safety. Yet they're in their care.
The police told me they want me to go out and do an investigation, bring them proof, and then they'll do something
Oh
about the
yeah,
charges.
and we've got they had the police and a midwife
ridiculous. They want me
setting me up when my youngest daughter was born.
No, they
Instead of checking CCTV footage, they had the midwife bruise my daughter at 8 hours flipping old and accuse me of it.
Because the paedophiles.
I'm telling you it's going in, but I can't agree or disagree with anything.
I know, but we have a legal right to be here, and without a D notice, you can't move us. We were peaceful. We've been peaceful since Saturday.
Yeah, the problem they're saying is because this is private land.
This is not private land.
This is owned by the council. This building
No,
is
no,
owned.
no, no, no. From them bollards near the little silver bit near the flipping entrance, that's theirs.
We know.
No, we've done protests here before. That's how we know what's actually theirs and what's not.
They're stating this is the land.
This ain't theirs, no. Here, you go past the flags, it's theirs.
We've been suppressed.
This is community.
Yeah. I joined the army because I didn't give a shit. Right? So whatever theatre I went to, whether I lived with the
illegally adopted from St Patrick's Guild, the former adoption agency. 140 children disgusted, disappeared, abused, and are being investigated.
Tell you when you get here, Minnie. Woo, 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 woo. I hope someone's got power banks charged up because this is going to go soon.
I've got one for you.
I'm alright at the minute. It's just once it goes completely dead, I'm buggered.
I can always run home and charge anyway.
You need to show that phone charge anyway. Yeah, that's why I give it you. Use it.
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets.
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 Whose streets?
Our streets. Our streets.
Angie!
Angie, I'll do you one better.
Whose kids?
Our kids.
Whose kids?
Our kids.
Whose kids?
Our kids. Whose kids?
We want our children back.
We want our children back. We want our children back.
Get the live sharing. Hello. You testing?
Hello. Hello.
They're saying that this is private
Where's the police? Where's the court order?
I say that for them. It's not supposed to be.
And hang on, last time we did a demo here, I've been told before off the council staff that there's a silver grid line near the main entrance. Past that, it's public property. With here, from the flags up, it's public.
Just to make sure.
It is council.
1st of July 2019.
They're saying it's private.
Still got
No, he's just told me, or he's just said to me over there that they've said it's council property.
Still got paper.
And it's on live.
Everybody move your tents off the grass and put them on the street there.
It's not.
Well, so is the street.
It's not private. This is not private property.
Can anybody Google who owns this land? Have you done it? Who owns it?
And
The public. There you go. Well, it's public land, not private.
And they've gave two different stories.
Yeah, they're lying. Go and get your course order. We're not moving.
You've just lied because we've just Googled it and it's come up as public property. So does anybody
Queen
want to
knew we
explain
were
that?
She was
Just
not
Googled it and
actually,
it come
she
up as
wasn't
public
even in
property.
state.
Would you like to explain?
Yeah.
We
Why
want
you
this
said
to
it's
carry on.
private?
Council is public,
You can carry on.
not private.
This is not private.
It's not private.
We are here to
Public land.
You are obstructing us. You're telling us that you're going to move us.
We're not
Guys,
here
can I
to
just
listen.
exactly
And you need to come back.
By law, we are
They're not laughing at us.
They are.
That's what it is.
We're fighting.
Do your demonstration. It's not a problem.
We're fighting for children.
hold the banners up, as you can clearly see by the
The
front
same way.
as well.
Yeah.
At the very least, we're doing our demonstrations. We're leaving.
Wouldn't have a chat with them. See what the
All I'm saying for us,
Oh, it's a change from life on Facebook,
carry on.
isn't it?
No, I'm asking you to
You something what you
So you said it's a civil matter.
do what you want. Do what you want.
You said it's a civil matter.
You need to stop.
People screaming. No, because then why bow down to them when they're not for doing their
Let
job.
them remove us.
We can't say
Let them, because they will not remove us, because we're not going nowhere.
This is public land. This is public land paid by the taxpayer.
It's not private. It's not private. So without a D notice, we don't have to move. Without the court order, we don't have to move.
Hey, there we go. We've had a look, and
Well, we want social services.
if you'd like not to lie to us again, we do actually do that.
And we're not. It's not about that at the minute. It's not about that right this second.
Well, it is. They're saying to us, we want
Yeah, I
them
know,
arrested.
but what we
You
want.
want this and we want this, so we're not
No,
going
no,
to
but they're not police.
You're working for the establishment.
They're not police.
Don't care, they're enforcement agents.
Yeah, I know.
They're working for the
What
establishment.
we need is a court order if they want us to move.
We'll go and get the court order.
Exactly. They've got to get a D
Go and
notice,
get
which
the
takes
court order.
30
Exactly,
days.
go and get your D notice. We're camping and we're not moving until this sort. Unless one of your officers come down to us and tell us that you're going to go out and speak to every child you've got in your care, out of every of the whole of the country. If you can't promise us that and go, exactly, well, if
They
you
can't
take
even
that
prove
back
to me
your
that
offset,
two of my children are alive.
Just go speak to the police commissioner of
And
Manchester.
you're-
They won't even do nothing. I've got policy breaches against Swinton and Nick already.
And telling me what the issue is.
Yeah, but I've tried telling you nicely once. We told the assistant director once. Without a D notice, we don't have to move. And that is the legality of it.
I don't care who you are, I want your name and your badges and I want your name and what you're doing in
He
your
told me Daniel George is the manager. Go and speak to him, the one on the right. See him there?
What is it, man? Can anybody help me?
What?
Can anybody help me? Is he meant to give me his name and his number?
Yeah.
Exactly how?
You actually legally have to provide your
He's saying he
identification.
doesn't.
Have you got any idea?
I want everybody's identification.
Have you got identification?
Any idea to prove who you are?
You're going to remove us off site with his
Have you got any paperwork now? We've got
No, Ange.
no paperwork then.
Yeah, but you come back in an hour
A reasonable time.
So come back in an hour and remove.
No paperwork.
We know what common law
We know what the law
is.
is.
Without a D notice, we don't have to move. That is the law. It's
have to go
fact.
to court
That
in
is
that
why they could
No,
not.
this is public land, it's taxpayers' land.
That is why they could not move us from Green
Taxpayers
Park.
pay for this land.
I'm sure we can sort all this out.
That's why they couldn't move us from Green Park.
You're here to protest about
Green
your
Park's the
cause.
Queen's Garden. They couldn't move us from there without a D notice. We were being peaceful till you came over.
The encampment, not to destruction.
This has been here since Saturday. The police knew we were here. These knew we were here. They've known for months we were coming.
And by law, you have to give us a D notice to remove us.
Right, there's been an
Common law.
event. This has been an event for months. They knew we were coming.
You've been here since Saturday, I can't
Yeah,
believe
the
that.
police know we were here.
They've logged you being here, it's a protest.
The police have
Getting
pulled
your
up here
point
twice
across.
to drive
We're
away.
not here
We've
to
been
disrupt
peaceful
your protest.
until you came here. We were being peaceful.
Your protest has stopped because you're arguing with us about
Because you've
it.
come
You
here.
have come to us to try and
We're
move us.
asking
That's
you to
why.
remove the encampment, that's all.
It's not
We
happening.
don't have to legally, and we've told you this ample time. We've been nice. We've said it politely once. I said it to the assistant director. I wanted a private chat with the assistant director when he came to us this morning, and he legged it off from me. He shouldn't have done that. If he had nothing to hide, he would have spoke to me.
I'm sure you can
I'm one of the event organisers. He would have spoke to me if he had now to hide.
Exactly, the Constitution. No one's
He's hiding
harmed
behind
a
that
child.
door and still
These
won't
are all
come out.
complicit. You're coming out to remove us that we're saying that our children have been harmed. All live over Facebook. You're removing us. So go and do your best. Go and remove us. And you can show you up to the public what you are. Absolute scumbags. To put that camera on me. Now the public needs to really stop. Big businesses need us behind to stop the tax now, because these little muppets are coming up to us after our children are being raped and abused. They want to turn our camp down. Now this is not right anymore. Big businesses and all the people need to get behind together, get a letter to the tax
Council?
man, refuse to pay tax, pay no tax.
Council building this?
Because this system will take down, and if you don't take it down, we'll take it down.
That was on the 15th of July.
Oh, it's alright. Actually, there's green grass over by the fucking gateway over there.
And no more people are ignoring this shit, including them arseholes there. No one's ignoring it anymore.
I own a Salford
Yeah,
City
we're going to
Council.
make a scene, and we're going to get this done. You know, if we have
It'll
to,
come
if we
under
have to be
as a
like that, we
director
have to be
of
like
Charlotte
that.
Ramsden,
This is the way they want us
Director
to
of
react
Social Services.
now, because they're sitting there
She's
going to
never
move
out.
us. You know, more fool them when they do move us, because they're not going to show them who they are. like I said, absolute 30 paedophile protectors. That's what you are. We're paying
What?
We've got names coming up for some of these.
Have you done all four? Done all four of these?
Veteran son, but I don't know. I mean, obviously I can't even say it.
No, I mean, have you asked these for ID?
Aye. I've asked them, aye.
Have they give it?
No. No, give me their ID.
Well, if they've not, they don't provide ID, then they ain't who they are. Can you provide identification to prove who you are? Well, if police have to, then I'm sure you do.
No, they do have to.
Yeah, they do have to.
Yes, they do.
Because we've got no proof of who you actually are.
And Georgia, none of them said that was your manager. They say I'm the manager. So we've just got a couple of guys here.
How do we know you ain't just members of the public they've asked you to dress up?
Speak to our boss. He's over there. You can speak to him all day.
Right. So where is he now? He's there. Right. They said last time he was over there.
No, I said the guy who was
He stood over there with all the
twins.
twins.
Over there.
That's all I said.
January 2013. Tyneside Special School at the centre of the youth probe.
Can you provide identification?
1885 to report by Annie Bishop. The inspector for the Children's Services was the last time an outsider has observed the controversial school.
I've not given consent to take a picture of my tent.
Before its closure in March of 1997. So they were abusing children from 1985
Not one of them will provide
1997.
identification, which is the legal requirement when asked to do so.
Local authorities. 24,000 a year for boarding students and 18,000.
Hurry up, Marie, get your skates on. We need you.
306 entries in the restraints book.
Great, innit, Sharon? They won't provide their identification, none of them.
And they're lawfully faceless, nameless, council.
Setting up an incident room to begin a fresh inquiry.
I just said to him over there.
Part of the Stasi gang.
I just said to him over there about how do we know you're not just members of the public and they've asked you to dress up.
Yeah, well, they're all faceless, nameless, irresponsible.
See, if the assistant director would have run off from me this morning, we'd have had this sorted. But he ran off from me. And as I pointed out to them, they've known about this event for months.
That's why they hide the social workers within teams that aren't social work teams, so that they can be faceless, nameless.
So she was sexually assaulted and then she flagged someone for help.
I'm thinking of letting everyone know if they come out to remove the tents, everybody don't talk, just go straight into your tents.
Yeah, because then they
Can't move it. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the microphone in a minute. If they come out to remove the tents, everyone don't say anything, just walk straight into your tents and sit in your tents. Don't say anything after that. I mean, nothing. Don't argue with them, don't say
we've told them everything they need to know.
And we cannot let them know about Not that we took them to the police.
But it's not
It doesn't matter, we're not
right.
right.
That's why I keep telling you to keep
No one gives names.
We all need to keep it
That's what you
calm.
remember name. They don't call a baby.
I'm on a live feed.
Correctional Service of Canada.
We need to keep it
That
calm.
must be something to YouTube.
Legal. Shouting at them.
What, we need to fucking riot. Someone tell the fucking monsters. I think, look, I'm going to tell them straight.
We can't. For an obvious reason, we can't.
I'll give them all a piece of my hand. So I'm talking all straight out of it, and we ain't moving. So they get
I know, Maria.
Guys,
Pupils, 17th of July 2019.
if they do come out to remove the tents, just have a bit of fun. Don't say anything, just get in your tents, zip them up, stay there, don't say nothing. Watch them as trying to assault us and give us the compensation.
Oh, what, like the
assaulting us.
Okay, like the police did last night when you assaulted me 3 times outside the house.
Really? When you're in your tents, make sure you
On the live feed as well.
They might not get the names, but we've got the faces.
Not yet, not yet. Oh, they've set the fire alarm off. What are they doing? Evacuating. Evacuation!
I will. Outside the building.
Fire!
Yes, Joseph, Tom.
Go on,
Joseph.
That's Bobby.
Oh, it is Bobby. Get confused.
Right, everybody, let's get one thing straight. In 1977, Me and my twin brother were abused under social services. We won the biggest case in Europe. The government were found guilty. The probation service were found guilty. The police service was found guilty. And I'm actually protected under a government order. The reason I'm outside this building today
That's why I just said let
is
everyone
because
speak.
here we are in 2019 and children are still being abused under their care. That's why I'm here. Let's make that perfectly clear. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm not here to kick off with anybody, but I am here to let these people know that I do not want children still being abused in 2019 like I was in 1977. And that is happening under their care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another
How do you
thing,
know about it?
Not while they're speaking.
I will genuinely confiscate them. It's rude.
none of us, let's get this all on camera, none of us are here to cause trouble, to kick off, anything like that at all. But we're going to be told to move from here. And I've got a problem with that because this is a civil case. This is a civil case. So if the police turn up, I don't want anybody,
There's a green there as well.
just be respectful and let the police know that we are not going nowhere. End of story. They have to serve us with the day notice. That's how it goes.
Right near the bus stop.
Okay. But listen, every single person that's here, we've all got a different issues, all got a different thing. But I'm here to let all them in that building know that children are still being raped and abused in foster homes, in care homes, and everything up and down this country. And they are covering everything up. That's not me bullshitting. That's fact. That's fact. It's still going on, and I don't want it to go. And I've got every right to stand here and say it how it is, and I will stand here and say it exactly how it is. Children are being groomed, and they're covering it up. They're being raped in foster care, and they're covering it up.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And that is the reason why I'm here today. Because I want to stop it. If they can't stop it, then we'll stop them from doing their job, because they're not fit for purpose. I want people in that building that actually care about children, because they obviously don't. Your record, by the way, in that building, hope you're all looking out the window like you did the last time, because I want you to hear me. Your record is absolutely appalling. That's why we're outside SALFORD Social Services, because see, yous in there, yous are directly involved with the abuse of children in this country, and it's going to stop. We've asked time and time again for somebody, the head of your service, to come out here and speak to you, and just won't even do it. You refuse to do it. Refuse to do it. You know, that says a lot about people like you. Every single one of you in that building should be sacked, because you're not fit for purpose at all. We want people in there that actually care about children. Not you lot. Stood at the windows laughing again today, like the last time you did it. Oh, by the way, we've all got photographs of you laughing again.
Hey.
And they'll be all going over Facebook. So I hope you are really proud of yourselves.
Can I spy at who he was calling?
Hey, we'll go Canalago. Head of the dog.
The first time that we ever done a demo right here, us as rape victims that are now older, these were stood at the windows laughing at us. Do you laugh at all the children that get raped and abused, forced adoption? You don't care, you haven't got no women thing. And like Bobby said, you don't deserve to have the job that you've got. Our demo is here today, we're staying here today, yeah, and we are having a peaceful demo, yeah. The lads, I've just been talking to them. Half of these lads that's come here today, they're ex-vets, doing a job. That's why I went over there and had a private chat, yeah. They're here because they're doing their job. Yeah? I told them we're not going. Yeah? And I say that with respect to them. Yeah? Because they are ex-vets. But at the end of the day, they agree with what we're here for. Yeah? They haven't got an issue with that. Right? We're here to make our point to SALFORD Social Services. Yeah? These are the people that's failing children every day of the week.
Yeah. Now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Shaking in the boots.
They don't know what to do.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're scared. Yeah. We are the real truth tellers in this country, and we will keep telling the truth up and down this country and across this country until it gets put right. No children ever asked to be raped. Yeah? They put children in car.
Who took the bunting down?
Under their car. Who's been raped
Let's stick the bunting back up.
Constantly.
Si, just stick the bunting back up.
We, the victims,
What's going on with that? Oh,
don't
it's come off.
want
Someone stuck it down.
we've suffered all our lives.
We already had consent for the bunting to be up.
Go away. It stays with you. The rest
Yeah,
of
it's
your
all right.
life.
You just come
You
down.
just climb
That's
under
all.
it,
I don't
it's-
want anyone tripping over that bit, you know, in case they fell over it.
And I can say that because I know my
At
people
least
never
if it's
go
in the
away.
middle, they know that to
Yeah.
go bunking all over.
What have you touched?
Do you want a hand?
Anybody
Sorry,
and
we attacked
everybody
him with the
that's
pen when he
doing
fell
that,
asleep.
Right? Thank you for being here today.
Don't fall asleep in front of
We
women with
are
markers.
The true
Where's
patriots.
the other one gone?
And we are the ones that want to make that change. And we all stick together. Yeah?
Oh, Si, pick me marker
Alright,
up,
Sam.
Hope, please.
Guys,
Stick it in your pocket for now.
I prepared my speech as usual because I'm from
Did it?
Yeah.
Did you have a nice Sunday lunch yesterday? No.
Alright.
Didn't your missus make you one?
I represent Justice for Women and Children and I'm here
I got
in
my grants for
Salford,
mine.
outside the town hall.
Should have come over yesterday, we would have done your barbie.
Within children's services.
Bacon and
It's used to
sausages, you know.
affect children, parents, families and communities up and down this country. I want to highlight the corruption of forced adoption,
We don't offer to make
secret
food that
court
often.
and institutional abuse in the care system. The cover-up of the rape of our children and the negligence of social workers. The worst thing to happen to a mother is to lose a child. But what about when it's the state that takes your child? Over 1,000 children are wrongly adopted every year. The UK has the highest number of forced adoptions in the whole of Europe. They're building cases on future potential risk of harm to a child. Since then, when did they have a crystal ball? 5% of families are referred for assessment every year. A family who comes into contact with social services usually have some difficulties, maybe emotional problems. At what point do these problems mean a child should be removed from the whole family? Applications to take children into care have hit a record high, yet cases of identified abuse have fallen by 8%. They're taking children from parents at birth just because the mother has been in the care system, deemed unfit to be a parent because of her upbringing. Why don't they support these parents to make sure there's no future harm, instead of pushing adoption orders through the family courts? According to the Samaritans, 84 men a week commit suicide in the UK. That's 12 a day. The single biggest killer of men under the age of 50. How many of them are being put through the care system? Children are being forcefully removed from their mothers who've been victims of domestic abuse. Where is the protection for the mother? The whole point of social services was to support families in the community, help families stay together. Here in the UK, they are doing the opposite. They're obsessed with adoption. Money from the British taxpayers funds this corrupt system, and some foster carers have been known to be paid over £100,000 a year. There are clearly cases where children have to be removed from their parents for their safety and well-being. It's not often the case. These kids are often left in that misery. This is when they should be looking at the wider family, not tearing the child from the whole family. There's usually family members in that group that will take responsibility for that child. Communities need to be looking out for each other. We need to find a way to protect our children without involving the authorities. Those who dictate the norms of society, what is considered right and wrong, moral and immoral, good and bad, sane and insane, possible or not. By creating norms, the government have
Nice day,
created an army of people to impose those norms on each other.
Did you have a nice Sunday lunch yesterday?
They've created a human population of prison wardens who are jumping on those of us who don't follow their
He didn't
rules
even get one yesterday.
Out of the norm.
Disgraceful, innit?
Most people live their lives within these norms to be considered normal, and so people will leave them alone.
Hello, Ange! 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 Right, he's probably got a missus, but don't you think he's got a cute bum in them tight pants? Turn round a minute. Sorry, we got to have a bit of fun.
Our family and our community.
I'm joking, man.
Should not be decided who is fit to raise a child when the wider
No, neither can I, but I was taking the piss.
They have the option of family group conferences to keep children out of the care system. Ofsted report there need to be more children in care. Why? Since Baby P, the number of children taken into care has risen each year, and adoption has reached its highest level recorded. Close to half of those were forced adoptions. The process sometimes only taking 26 weeks through the court. Decisions made so quickly without offering the family support to improve their circumstances. What right do they have to make that decision so quickly?
Adam was here once.
Family court is not child-friendly places. Cherry pick
I'll show you when we've done the live.
Leave out positive reports about parents. Other professionals who disagree with the social worker are bullied into supporting the plan, warned to toe the line, persecuted for whistleblowing. Even when the evidence proves the harm was not inflicted by the parent, they often refuse to change their stance. In April 2012, Channel 4 reported on research that raised a number of serious issues.
He was a bit bigger.
About the quality of evidence
was Andy a bit bigger?
Psychologists in family court.
Wow.
You know, this guy was.
Among the findings, 20% of psychologists were not deemed qualified.
No wonder he's
65% of expert reports were judged to be poor or very poor quality. In an article in July, the Times newspaper reported that social workers, medical experts and judges who decide to remove children sometimes save their lives by doing so. Sometimes they ruin them. That is the grave responsibility. It means that the child protection system should be accountable and transparent. It's neither. Serious miscarriages of justice are occurring behind the closed doors of social services and family court.
You can't progress.
You can't progress when these can't prove.
If you've got justice for a paedophile's action,
These can't even prove to me that the two of my kids are alive.
You know, but until you get that justice that's been
that seems to assume that parents are guilty and then prevents them from proving their innocence.
My child's been abused. All these children on this camp have been abused. And
some parents can't get copies of the evidence against them.
Not necessarily abused, but it's not abused by any of us.
What?
They've been taken.
Professionals are distorting evidence.
The twins have been abused. But it doesn't mean
No,
all
they
our
have been
kids have.
abused.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The twins have.
Yeah, but them kids have.
Well, we don't know because I know mine haven't.
Well, that's what they're telling us. But this is what I'm saying. We can't. These kids that are coming up to us, we can't keep ignoring these kids.
No.
Why are we here? We're here for the children. If the children come up to us and they say we can't talk to the children, I'm going to talk to their children. Because I want to know
It's
what
all
they
the
want.
children we're here for.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to talk to these children. I don't care what these people say. I don't care.
They don't do anything. One of my daughters tried to commit suicide in March. And she's been with her father, who won't let me see her. These couldn't care less.
Because obviously these
But
strings
secrecy
Oh, that's mine.
protects
these
incompetence
strings are
and
getting
wrongdoing. It should be
I used to think the same until I used to think, oh no, they only did good until they came for my kids.
Rape victims are anonymous.
And I've got it in black and white in a court judgment that my childhood, when I was abused, made me a sitting target for social services for them to take my kids.
Family courts have a lower standard.
When you're a victim, when
even if parents prove they're
yeah, but when you're a victim,
once their child has been adopted,
it's used against you.
get them back.
I had physical evidence. My youngest daughter's 17 months now. I had physical evidence in the court. I did a month's trial. Yeah, the judge took the word of the social worker.
According to Wikipedia, the UK states that children are only removed and adopted without parental
That police station, when my daughter was 3 days old, come in with a PPO order while she was in NICU. First thing they should have done was spoke to me and her dad to find out what happened when she was first born. Second thing they should have done was check the CCTV footage because the midwife took her at 8 hours old into another room on her own. During the court proceedings, 14 months later, this midwife stands in the box and says I wasn't on my own, the mother was with me, I couldn't even walk. I had witnesses proving I was in my bed and that she took the child from me. I contacted security for the CCTV footage. No longer there.
This is one of the most common
CCTV footage that proved I did not bruise my child because the midwife did.
Yeah, bullying. They're telling us they're going to move us because we're defending the children.
Go
on, lads.
Get in there.
When these children are forcefully removed from their
The police are coming soon. These are the enforcement. We're not going anywhere, we've told them.
They've got to issue a D notice.
When they are forcefully removed from their family by the police. How traumatic must that be? How many women have had their babies snatched from them as soon as they've given birth, not having chance to snuggle their baby for the first time or breastfeed them? They predict these women will not be capable of raising children or label them with mental health problems because they may have had anxiety or depression in the past. They're going against their fundamental human rights. They have the right to be parents. Since when did having postnatal depression mean you lose your child? Believe me, it happens. How many of your children have anxiety and depression today? Will they have their babies stolen as soon as they give birth? Will you get to be a grandparent? These women don't have the funds to fight the system. A lot of them plunge into the despair of losing a child and in worst cases take their own lives. Poorer families are targeted as they don't have the resources to fight the crooked system. In July 2012, Channel 4 investigated the situation and revealed a secret underground network helping parents flee the UK before they lose their children. They said the charges against the parents they spoke to were not physical or sexual, but emotional abuse or the risk of potential future neglect or abuse. They met a British couple the network had helped flee from the UK earlier that year when they discovered she was pregnant. Like many parents, their argument was that they were not given a fair hearing by a system that was too quick to remove children. Their first child had been removed at birth because the mother, who suffered prenatal depression, and the father were assessed as posing a risk of future harm and neglect. They said they accepted the need for action in some cases, but parents can be accused of something that is impossible to defend against. According to a woman involved with the network, there are between 300 and 600 families a year leaving the UK. The networks offer safe houses where families can lie low before heading overseas, fake birth certificates and keys to rented homes across Europe. These women have had their babies snatched from them by truly heartless social workers who show no compassion, no sorrow, no pity and no words of consolation. Why is all of this happening? follow the money. It's a corrupted, ice-cold and brutal child snatching system that's tearing families apart for money and substantial profit. The government offers a bonus to local authorities if they hit their adoption target. The fostering and adoption service is big business. In 2010, a company called CareTech, which runs children's homes and mental health homes, became the first stock market listed company, buying 4 fostering groups for £14 million.
Yep.
In April this year, there was an increase of 3% in privately run homes on the previous year, making up to 73% of all homes. At the same time, the local authority have reduced the number of homes they run by 3%, falling to make up only 19%. The remaining 8% run by voluntary organisations stays the same. In that year, there was £10 million spent on children's services. While the local authorities are closing facilities at a growing rate, the private for-profit sector is growing. This takes money away from where it's needed and lines the pockets of those...
No, it's not on you.
50% of properties being used as children's homes are your standard 3 to 4 bedroom house. The kind children go missing from often become a victim...
She's just accused me of videoing her. I've had that pointing that way the whole time. But yet this morning she was snapping pictures of us and I had to get her to delete them because she didn't ask consent.
Viciously and callously taken away from them.
I could have had one of my kids flipping sat there and she was snapping pictures this morning.
Or arrested when they tried to fight the
So I asked her, I was talking to her politely this morning and I asked her what department she works for, she wouldn't tell me.
The government continued to...
So I couldn't exactly even go in and make a complaint.
...have the means to defend themselves.
Disgusting, isn't it?
At some point in the future, the Prime Minister of this country will have to apologise to all those children and families whose lives are being ripped apart. By then it will be too late for most. Across the UK, families and lives are being torn apart with no safety in sight.
We was here. She was on the corner now, so how
She was snapping pictures, so we went over and I asked her if she works here, and she said yes she does. So I asked her, did she just take pictures, and she said yes she did.
We all stand
People
here
get
today.
intimidated very easily.
We've got it on camera what people did this morning.
Children.
Because she was stood on that corner snapping pictures, right? We were just having a little walk, nothing going off or anything.
She's entitled to it and you're entitled to it.
Well, actually, council staff are not legally allowed to take pictures of us without consent.
We don't know what part of the council she's from, where she works.
This was the thing, right? I went up to her this morning with Ash and a couple of the others, and I just said to her, do you work here? And she said, yeah, I do. So I went, did you just take pictures of us? She went, yeah, I did, I'll delete them now, sorry. She knows she was in the wrong for doing that.
Maybe she
because obviously we work with the council staff when we do our static demos on just a one-day basis. Plus, I have to deal with management kids. But she went, she didn't want to delete it. She had, by the time from us getting there to there, she had time to send that picture. I could have had, no, I wouldn't have had, but I could have had pictures. That would have been against the law. It's like when you're filming and that, you do your best to make sure you duck it when you're around a minor.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to be live streaming or putting the videos up, you make sure you blur. If you've got mines in, you blur them. But so obviously, Ash went up and he had his phone and she went, well, you delete that one first. So we went, no, you delete yours first and then we will show you we're deleting ours.
I also stand here.
It's mutual then, isn't it?
Exactly, it was all done.
Just go on with the business and all together.
But I asked her what department she works for and she wouldn't tell me. She had no ID badge or anything. So for all I know, she could flipping work in the bank over there.
Yeah, so we don't know anyone.
I mean, I know practically every worker in that social services department. And like Jeanette's one of the head of social services for the child protection side over there. She knows if I'm doing this, she knows I've got a reason to do it. Because I've had to hold that office open after hours a few times because they've not given me the information I'm legally entitled to. And when you're having to upstep it every time to get the information you're legally entitled to and you're still going down with your kids,
the innocent
That
children.
says something about the council.
The MOD that
I mean, with the fact they've injured my 6 kids, one of
the
them's already in
MOD
a
that
doctor
we
placement,
and all
one of
the
them's
others.
living with an abusive father
But the government,
who tried to take his own life. Mark, I found out through a public post on Facebook because these
has
people
let
on
children
my daughter
die
nearly
for
died.
decades. If they
Do you know
don't
what he
care
said to me
about
on a recorded
children,
phone call?
then they don't care about them.
When I told them about what they've done with the social worker, the allocating favour. Oh, well, we're not going to contact the siblings' parents, it's not under our system no more. So at the end of the day, anyone could go and follow my other daughter home and kill her just to get revenge for something that happened 20 years ago when I was a kid.
Right? We
don't
haven't
give a
got
crap
our
what they do.
allegiance to our
I've
queen
got every right to
country.
protect my children, whether they're in my care or not. All I did in 2014 was ask these for help because
I
I
don't
never
want
got
that to happen. And a lot of
and we
vets
used it.
don't want that to happen.
I proved in my daughter's adoption
Well, let me say,
hearings that they
that's
falsified
just
documents.
a case
21 months to
of
prove it,
what's
I proved
going
it.
on in this
Because she'd been
country.
with adoptive parents nearly a year.
They let children down for decades.
Now, yeah, I get letterbox twice a year, but I don't get no pictures. Anyone could be writing that letter.
Country's never done nothing about it.
These have never given me. I was told after 3 months after the adoption order was given, they had to start sending
Or
pictures.
a sex register.
My other kids have not even
Got
had
their
pictures of their
names,
sister.
we know who they are. They still
And she
keep
was
their
4 and out
job.
when she was taken away from them.
When you look at
We've got no evidence she's alive.
just that.
And with you, I mean, yeah, some adoptive parents are great. From the letters, my daughter's adopted mum's amazing. But unless I get evidence my daughter's alive, given what they've done with the allocated social worker with my youngest one, I've got to be reassured that my kids are safe. And at the same point, it's illegal to take your kids out of school to go on holiday just randomly, unless there's a real need for it. Several times, one of my daughters has been on holiday with the foster carers and taken out of school for it. She missed the first 3 days of high school because they took her on holiday abroad on the 22nd of August to the 5th of September. First couple of days in when you start in high school is the most important. Now, because I turned around and I said to them on the phone and went, look, when it's against the law to do it, unless there is a family emergency or a family celebration, when it's not allowed. And if she was at home, I'd get prosecuted. Oh no, it's not illegal. Yes, it is illegal, and I've got every right to put my daughter's education and well-being first. The same way I have to with all my children. The same way I was told when I was fighting private proceedings for my daughter who lives with her dad. Because I had a contact order, unsupervised, court order, which he breached. Because he used to abuse me, I was advised of women's aid not to be near him. They wanted me, these wanted me to endanger myself, my daughter, and the child I was carrying to have him supervised and contact. And because I stood in the courtroom and the judge backed me up and I said, no, I am not doing that, these used it against me. I haven't been with my ex-partner for nearly 10 years, he's dead. He's the father to 2 of my kids. They still used it against me in court because he was violent towards me. And on one of them, one of the social workers in there actually said I deserved the beatings I got off him. So now everything with them is recorded. But they don't tell anyone what they do behind closed doors. They make us look the bad people when all we're doing is fighting for our kids.
Because that's what the elite do. You turn around and we're here today, and you know, it sickens me when we have to stand here, say this building.
Thanks, Michelle. If it cuts off, it's because my battery's, you know, crap. You see how much I've got left on it?
So,
oh, still got 50% at the minute.
Why is the government not debating it? Why is the government not taking all the issues?
They don't even know who
In
that
the
flipping
woman
woman
crime.
is.
Yeah, because we're in a situation now,
Suits ya.
right, where if we can't protect innocent children that have never done anybody any wrong, why are they allowed to be raped and abused? Why are they allowed to be ripped off their parents' arms, and forced adopted? Why do children have to lose their identity? Children get took away from their parents, where you got 3 kids, 4 kids, or 5 kids. I've seen it, I've witnessed it. Me and Paul, we both have.
right? No child ever should lose their identity.
You're doing great.
Joseph, honestly, you know, I'll cry next to you any day of the week, any time, man, honestly, any time. Joseph, if you've never heard such a tragic story than Joseph and Bobby's story, my eyes are welling up now, my eyes are welling up, but I should be crying. I've got emotion, man, and I care. I care about what's happening to our children these days. I do, I really care. I see the abuse, I see the cover-ups. You heard, Joseph, 160 MPs who are supposed to look after your communities are on the sex offenders list. They don't care about your children. They don't. They mustn't do. The government doesn't care. These people should not be MPs. They should not be pretending that they stand for us, because they don't. They don't. I mean, there's an inquiry going on now called Equinox. And it was found in the inquiry that when children reported they were being abused, they were sent back to the abusers.
Shame on them.
Michelle, you mean Remy Fentanyl. It's a painkiller morphine drip in Labour. I had it with Amelia.
That's what's happening now. And, I mean, the public out there who might be watching and listening, just do your research on it. Just do your research. The inquiry is called Equinox.
The Murphy report, the Rob report, the list is endless.
And I'll never forget when I was talking to Joseph, my very good friend there, and he told me that when he started to interview men to do the Iris abuse scandal, about 30 of these men took their own lives because they didn't want to go through the shame of the past being brought up. So they took their own lives instead. These men had families, they had children, but that's what they did. And you know, that's always in my head, always. That's how much we don't care about our communities, that's how much we don't care about people. It's just not on, honestly. And out of them 160 scumbags, about half of them are in there right now. We're sitting them at the window watching. They think they're going to push us off with threats off bogus police. Well, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This is public ground. We're not causing no loss, harm or injury. We want to talk to the people who are walking past. Twice I've been here now, and victims have come forward and talked to the girls about what's happening to them. That's what we want. We want members of the public to read the banners. We want the bogus police to take pictures of them banners as well, because they have done, and they've read them. Hopefully they'll go home, they'll look into it, they'll see what kind of the shithole we're in now. But honestly, caring for children should be everyone's priority. We should do more. We should do more CRB checks. If anyone is identified as a beast, then they need to be kicked out. And they need to be shut up on children, especially if they're going to be repeatedly abused or repeatedly abuse them. Anyway, my name's Big John Lawrence, and I'm here in Swinton, supporting the gang here who are here for 30 days. 30 days. So please come by, talk to them. They'll tell you what's going on, they'll show you the evidence as well. But please, thank you.
Go on, John.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Hello, I'm from Grooming Gangs Awareness. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, are we working? We on?
I'm from Grooming Gangs Awareness on Facebook and Telegram.
Go back, bigger.
Yeah, we're here, okay. Right, I just want to start this off with a little clip to wake everyone up. This was in 2017. Sarah Champion, MP of Rotherham, Labour Council, she's still there now. This was on Sky News 2017.
I can guarantee that across the country this crime is still going on. I spoke with Chief Marshal Simon Bailey, who's the National Lead on Child Protection, and as far as he's concerned, this is happening in every village, in every town, in every city. And at the moment...
So, in 2017, Sarah Champion, MP of Rotherham, had spoken to Simon Bailey, Police Commissioner and head of the Grooming Gangs Inquiries, admitted it's going on in every city, every town and every village in the UK. So let's just put that into perspective. Let's look at this council here, a Labour council. It is mainly, predominantly Labour councils across this country that are allowing this to go on. The rape, the grooming and the murder of our children. In Salford, 2018, the Mirror reported 1,000 kids have been groomed. It is more than that. There is hundreds of kids being groomed right now in Salford, and they're not doing anything to stop this. There's an inquiry going on that will go on for 18 months. You put that into perspective against Rotherham that went on for about 12 months, and this inquiry will go on to 18 months. 18 months. And this is not your everyday grooming. This is satanic grooming. They are branding girls. They are nailing their tongues. If there's a girl in Salford, Amy, she was taken into a walk-in freezer in a old butcher's, and there was a girl's body hanging there, and they said to her, if you speak out, you'll be next. You'll be next. There was a girl's body on the front of the bonnet of a car, hit by a car. As many as 10 girls have been murdered in Salford. 3 bodies, 3 skeletons have been found on the Wrekin Hill in Salford. There's been rumours of harvesting of organs as well, that we can't confirm. This is just Salford. This is going on in every city, every town, in every village in the UK. Scotland, you won't find reports. I have spoken to a mother from Scotland who was disabled. Her daughter was a carer. She was going out one day a week to care to a youth organisation, youth club with carers, and then it merged with another 2 days. They was going out, and on that one day, they was going out on a minibus. This girl was taken under the wing of a prostitute woman who was prostituting this girl to Muslim rapists. They was going to campsites on weekends, and this girl was being picked up and taken by Muslim rapists, and the authorities answered to help. They removed the child and they put her in care in Blackpool, where she has been abused, where she has been beaten, where last week she was threatening to kill herself and she was self-harming. They are just some of the mental effects of what this happens to young girls and boys, and it's important to note that it is boys and girls. You have got Blackpool and North Pier, the neglected pier. On nights you have kids being taken under there, they are being raped and they are being groomed. And you have Charlene Downs, who has been groomed by Muslim men, by the takeaways, because they operate in takeaways, taxi companies, and this is where they work. They bring the girls into their cars, they flirt with them, they plough them with drink, they plough them with drugs, and then they take them to houses and they take them to be raped. Just like in Telford now, where you've got 3, 4, 5, maybe more houses in operation where they are taking girls, where they're taking boys, and they are grooming and they are raping them. And when they are threatened, this is what people don't understand, because people say, what is the parent doing to help their child? When you've got threats to life on your child, are they going to come to you and say, hold on, Mom, Dad, I am being groomed, I'm being flirted with by this old Muslim man with bearded man? When you've got Amy taken to a butcher's and saying, if you speak out, you'll be next. How do they speak out? How do they speak out to their parents when you're getting threats like this? When they're being manipulated, when they're being given multiple mobile phones, Amy's dad had to take her phones to the police. Her main phone went to the police in one piece, working phone. It was smashed up into 6 pieces, and on that exhibit it said this had not been looked at. Not been looked at by Telford police. Amy's dad had to do his own research. He had a folder this big on it, which was shown on his interview with Danny Tomo, where he conducted this research on his own. No, he went to the police and the police kicked him out of the station. He went to a cafe and caught a police officer, a DI, handing over a brown envelope to a perpetrator. A perpetrator. This man had been raping Amy, and he's handing over money to the police to keep this quiet. And you wonder why they're called the Untouchables in Salford. You've got cases in Rotherham where you have a girl that's being branded or tongue nailed to the table, saying, basically to silence them. This is not your everyday grooming. This is satanic grooming. You do not get English gangs, you do not get singular paedophiles doing this to our children. English, British, Sikh children. These are being preyed on by old men. You have taxi companies being paid. One instance, Go-Cars Telford, they have many Pakistani drivers that are regularly being complained about online. This company, it was paid in July $85,000 to take kids to school and home from school, and you have Pakistani drivers preying on these kids, flirting with these kids and asking for these girls' telephone numbers. They are pulling over on street side, asking for their girls' telephone numbers, flirting with them, asking them to get in the car. It's disgusting. And when you have Gordon Brown and Jackie Smith, they put out a message to all police stations in the land to say that they must ignore the grooming of our kids. And it's from then that the Labour government allowed this to happen. You see that this carries on, and the police officers are looking at the threats of their jobs, threats to their friends' jobs. They don't want to speak out because of the PC culture and to be called racist, to be slandered racist. Well, it's about time you protect our country, you protect our kids and what you've paid for. When we're turning up to demos, you're provoking us, causing anger, and you're allowing groups of Asian men, you're allowing groups of Antifa with sticks, with weapons, marching towards us. And that's it. You allow them to happen while we are angry, and you wonder why we are angry when 1,500 plus girls are being raped in Telford, and boys right now, hundreds in multiple houses. And this isn't just Telford, this is Rotherham, this is Rochdale. You have the amazing heroes of Anthony Wood of Telford Naga. You have Billy and his friend in Rochdale. You have Shazia Hobbs and former victim Elizabeth Harper in Rotherham. These people are coming forward to help the girls and boys of our country, and we are turning to them people. We have victims messaging our pages, and how can we turn to the police? How can we turn to the council, social services, and say, hold on, this is happening to a young girl, we need your help? How do we do that when all you do is brush us aside? 7 perpetrators have been arrested in Telford, prosecuted, 1,500 plus victims, only 7 arrests. From one case, there was 70 perpetrators from Amy's case, 25 from another case. That's 95 men from 2 cases. You have one girl that was raped 100 times by Pakistani perpetrators, monsters. You have the Quilliam report conducted by Majid Nawaz, obviously a Muslim. He reported this, and 84% of gang grooming is convicted by Muslim men from a 3% population. 3% of the UK is South Asian men. 84% of gang grooming is convicted by South Asian men. Now you need to look that up online on the Quilliam report. It is disgusting what they allow to happen in our country. And then when you see this 80 plus paedophile hunting groups online targeting singular white paedophiles, because they are scared to target what we should be targeting in the gang grooming fear and the danger. 80 plus teams. How many teams are reporting on the rape, the gang rape of our white, Sikh, British girls in our country? How many teams? You look on Facebook, you look on YouTube, and you find out how many teams are there to protect our innocent boys and girls. There is no one. So this year we created our page, and we will come forward and we will create awareness of the gang grooming of our UK. And this is why we vote Brexit. This is why we do not want Labour Council ruling our lands, allowing the gang grooming of our kids, allowing a leader who was friends with the IRA. Just 2-3 weeks ago, he was reported to be on a Republican Irish march in Glasgow, which is pro-IRA, and Corbyn was there. He promotes Hamas and Hezbollah as his friends. These are terrorist organisations. And do you want these people to run our country? Do you want this gang grooming to carry on? Right now, we have a choice between blue and red, because we want Brexit, so we will vote for Boris. But many people here would not be voting Tory. People here would be UKIP, they would be voting for Anne-Marie Waters, they would be voting for the likes of Tommy Robinson and their local MEP campaign in Manchester, because these people are truth tellers and they will stand up for the kids of our nation. Can anyone else come out and say that they will do that? And I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Well said, Is anybody else going on?
Well done, well done.
It's like, sorry, it's like you just said, how many Muslim paedophile hunters gangs do you see on the streets of England hunting down their own kind? Now everybody will say, you can't say that, but if you say that, you're racist. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. How come we've got white paedophile hunters picking up white paedophiles? Was the Muslim? I've always said this, and it's the minute you mention the M word, you're a freaking racist. Every demo I ever do, I want Muslims to stand next to all of us, condemning everything that goes on in their communities. That's where it's coming from. That's where it's coming from. There's white paedophiles, there's Chinese paedophiles, there's every race that you can think of. But in this country, we cannot mention the M word, because the minute you do it, it's got nothing to do. Let me get this perfectly clear. It's got nothing to do with race. It's about children being groomed, being raped up and down this country. I don't care what colour you are, white, black, green, yellow, purple. I want it stopped. I want it stopped. But just one thing I was going to click on there is, during our inquiry started in 2013, back home, between 2013 and 2017, 90 victims died or committed suicide because they couldn't face what I'm facing or what we're facing today. It was too much. And the care system,
yeah, we know you stick up for us all, don't worry about it.
We took Birmingham, but halfway through our inquiry, we had a bit of a problem, me and Joe, we had a bit of a blip, and spent 14 weeks in prison for that. And I'm not going to go into details about it, but we took Birmingham mental health to court in one pathway of care, one path of care, everything, because we won't get given the cognitive therapy that we need. So when you look at the overall system of abuse victims, you're being let down, first by them idiots over there, when you report it, then you're being let down by the police because they don't back it up, and then when everything hits the fan, you're being let down by the mental health services that should be there helping you. And this is what it's like. As a victim, If you're a rape victim or an abuse victim in this country, there's no help for that, no help at all, nothing whatsoever, nothing. And this is why we do what we do, because I don't want to see another child or another whatever go through what we went through and being let down right the way across the board from social services, the police, the mental health, because that's what happens, and it's happening, and I know it's happening because I'm proof to that happening.
Bring your tent. You bringing your tent?
Right, you all know how I like to change the mood, so come on.
Go on,
Whose
Kate.
kids?
Our kids.
Whose 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 kids?
Our kids.
Right, so obviously we know about social services and what social services are doing, but we don't know how they're getting away with it. And how they're getting away with it is at-risk kids are being left where they are because they're not adoptable. They're not perfect, ready-made family material. So they're left to fend for themselves, and it's not right. In any way, shape or form, children should not be left to fend for themselves in situations like that.
We'll see you again.
It's people
We'll see you
like
again at some
us
point.
that come forward to help and to be there for children that need us.
Badly needed up there.
We're not going anywhere for them. We are going to be here to the end.
Darling, nice
Because
to meet
at-risk
you.
kids are loved and they are not forgotten. No matter what, they are never forgotten. They are with us till the very end. They are why we are fighting here. They are what's making us stand up for what's right. Stand up against these. For what they're doing and what they're getting away
John's
with.
later
The
and you want
who's
it.
put here are protecting
that
them
way.
why they're
There's about three
protecting them. Whether
different
they agree with them or not, protecting them
John
nonetheless.
destroyed one of mine. I've only got one left. He's not
Our
getting near
children
it.
are being
Oh Jesus, no, you see. Well, that's the page that I run.
beaten. We all know the advert one punch can kill. Since when did that not apply to children? Children should not have to deal with that. They should not have to see that. They should not have to feel what it feels like to have someone's anger turned on them. It's not their fault. They are children. They are human, and they are for us to protect. They're being ripped away from their families, being ripped away from their mothers and their fathers who love them and who fight for them, just as we're doing now. They're who we're fighting for. Our children are our children. They are children of this country. We will fight for the children that need the justice. We will fight for the children that are fighting for themselves and that can't fight for themselves. It only takes once to come forward to anyone who you trust, who you can rely on, who's been through it, to tell your story, to tell your experience. And all us, then we can help you go the rest of the way. We can do everything in our power to fight for what we believe in, to fight to get you safe. We will not give up until the children are safe, until the children are protected. It's our job. When the police and social services refuse to help the children that need our help the most, while they're busy targeting the children that don't, we're the ones fighting for them, for their voice to get heard, for their justice to get heard. We're here for the children, and anyone trying to move these tents or remove us from here is trying to silence children. Children you are trying to silence. You are helping the abusers get away with abusing children, with abusing minors. It's not on. You need to learn where your priorities lie. We know where ours lie. Ours lie with the children of this country. The children are our flesh and blood, our sovereign children. They are ours. We fight for them, we fend for them, and we are here fighting through the back teeth, even if it kills us. Because at least we are human, at least we have morals, at least we fight for children. How many children have come to you about being abused, looking for you to help? Probably none, because no one trusts you. You have proven to so many people that you cannot be trusted, and wonder why they turn to people like us who are actually fighting for them. Leave looked after children alone, especially you in the bloody door. Fuck off. I don't know for you already.
Okay.
Now fucking miserable ass is done, I'll carry on. Our children is why we are here. The loved and cared for children that we have had ripped from us, there was no reason for them to be. Not from an entire birth line. What warrants a baby, a newborn, being taken from an entire birth line? Nothing. Nothing warrants that. There is always someone, multiple people ready to step forward. But we cannot and we will not forget the at-risk kids that we are fighting for, because you're putting our children at risk by removing our looked after children and putting them in this state. We wouldn't be here fighting and doing what we're doing if you hadn't forced us here. If you hadn't forced those children to us, we wouldn't be here. If no one's going to listen to the kids, then what the hell is the point of existing? We're here fighting. Who's staying to fight? Who's going to fight for the kids? But I tell you what, I'm here till the end because I ain't giving up and I ain't being silenced. You may be able to take our kids' voices, our kids' smiles. You may be able to take them on their birthdays. But this is why we're here, for the children that you are making. The children that you are creating and putting at risk. We don't care about you. You're an adult, you can fend for yourself. We don't care. Do what you want, but leave our kids alone.
We are our children's voice.
Shame, shame, shame.
And while we're on the subject of this, we've done demos here a couple of times, and we've actually asked these people in here, the head of social services, to come out and actually speak to us on camera, and they refuse. And the reason they refuse, because they haven't got a leg to stand on. They know that. You can't have somebody come out of that building and say to me, we do protect children. What you're saying out, every one of you, what you're saying out in front of this building is lies. They can't say that because they know it's the truth. I'm a truth teller. I'm known as a truth teller. And I will say things exactly as they are. And if you cannot, any one of you in that building can hear what I'm saying and disagree with me, then you come out the front and talk to me right now. Get the head of that building to come out and go, we do look after children, we do protect children, because you don't. This building has got one of the highest rates of neglect going. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm from Birmingham. I come here to tell them people in that building that what you're doing is wrong. And I will go to any city in this country to do the same thing. So, I mean, we've got it on camera anyway. You laughed the first time and you stood in the windows doing it again. And by the way, every single one of you that was stood in front of the window laughing, you're all on Facebook. Every single one of you. Because if you think I'm a victim of abuse as a child, and if you think that's funny, if you want to stand in front of a window and laugh because you think that me being raped as a child is funny, then what does that say about every single, all of you in that building? Your photographs, every single one of you that was today stood in the window again, laughing. Every single one of you are going on Facebook tonight, and it's going to be shared. I've got over 500,000 supporters, and every single one of you that was stood up there again today, laughing, your picture is going on Facebook the minute I get home. The minute I get home,
maybe
to show
you want
social
messages
services
privately or
for what
something,
you actually are. Because if you've got a rape victim down here, talking about the horrific abuse that we went through as children, and you find that funny, you're not fit for purpose. And like I said, we're probably going to have a wee few problems after this, but I hope we don't. But
I hope we don't.
We're here for one reason only, and that is to protect children in this country. And it doesn't matter whether it's here or any other social services in this country. I will go to every social services that I know that are letting and neglecting and letting children down, basically. Our children need to be protected. Doesn't matter if mum and dad are having an argument or whatever. That's life. That's life.
Remedy.
And we need a remedy to sort all this. And like I said, it's not going to stop. Ain't going to stop. I will carry on doing what I do because I believe in what I do. And we need to open more and more people's eyes up and down this country as to what is actually going on. Don't let I'll say it again, we will be fucking back. And the next time I come back, I'm bringing thousands back with me. Thousands back with me. You people in that building are not getting away with what yous are doing. What yous are doing. And you should be looking out that window, sweetheart, and having a wee bit of sympathy with people that stood in the window laughing because you think it's funny. Children being raped and abused is not funny. I don't know any person that I know that would think that a child being raped is funny. And you have all stood in that window today laughing at us, and you're on Facebook because it's not funny.
Facebook,
these are real,
Telegram,
serious
you name it, they're on
issues
it.
that these people should be addressing, and you're not addressing. So we'll see you all on Facebook.
Well done.
You's proved the point to us the first time that we were ever here.
Yep.
And you say you care for children, but yet you were stood at that big window at the top, laughing at us, laughing at our pain. I got raped and abused whenever I was 12. I'm 55 now. Yep. But yet I'm still stood here, suffering. But you think that's fucking funny? No, it isn't.
The mental abuse never goes away. The mental abuse never goes away.
Children that get raped and abused. Yeah. We have the scars. We have the misery all our lives. We have to live with our memories. We have to live with our pain. Our pain never goes away. We're the ones that suffer with mental health issues that scar us all our lives. You don't get that. We do, but you don't. I never asked to be raped. I never asked to be abused. No child ever does. But whenever they come to you, what did you do? Me and Bobby got sent back time and time again, yeah, to be even raped more. We told social services that we were being raped and abused because me and Bobby had run away from the homes that we were in.
And sent back to the abuse.
To try and get away from our misery, you sent us back. You waved the green flag for us to be raped. Me and Bobby's case was the biggest court case that ever came out of all of Ireland. When I was asked through the inquiry, how many people raped me and Bobby, we said between 15 and 20. What the public don't know, that 15 and 20, I bet I got raped six times by him, 8 times by him, 8 times by him, 5 times by him.
Shocking.
Am I ashamed? I lived with shame all my life. But I'm not letting you bastards. I'll never let you away with that. Ever. because that's what happened to loads, hundreds of innocent children. And if we can't protect our children, what does that say about us as a nation? I've got a heart, I've got empathy, I've got pain. But I always fight. I will never give in. Until I take my last damn breath, I will always fight for the safety and the well-being of children in this country, in Northern Ireland, anywhere. Children, the right to grow up
Power bank with you.
and be safe. Under our government and under what we social services and what everything is, yeah, they're taking that right away from innocent
That'll
children.
probably be the next move, don't worry.
And it's not nice for me to stand here as a man or as any child and say that you've been raped and abused, but we were. Me and Bobby are the real truth tellers. As much as it hurts us, we'll always be the real truth tellers. And we fight. We fight because of the hurt that it does to an innocent child. And we'll always fight. I'll never give up. Like I said, never. I will always fight for the innocence of children.
That's our children. That is our children. Some of us know it from the parents' side of it, but they're our children. That's what's happening and happened to our children. That's what links us all together. That's what brings the unity. That's what these people are scared of, is the community and the unity that it brings. Children of abuse, not just in the system, but children of abuse. Parents of forced adoption, homeless outreaches, predator and grooming gang awarenesses. All of us joining together for the children, because that's what unites us. That's what unites us, and that's what brings us all together. If you don't believe us, I bet you that lady across the road's going to come and join us every minute. Unity is what is key. Unity is what's going to change things. We're not looking at destroying anything. We're looking at creating and just
I'm going to stick mine over in there in a
But
minute.
this needs to stop. How many times are our children going to have to go with their birthdays without seeing their parents or their siblings or their other families? Christmases on their own with strangers.
The professional liars. It's all,
How is that right? How is that possible? You imagine not spending a birthday or ever spending a birthday again with your kids.
She's the biggest liar going.
Never being able to lay eyes on them again. Or being a kid and not being able to be with your siblings. Or to reach out and cry for your mum and your dad every night. This is what we're fighting to stop. This is what we're fighting
to social worker to sell so much
to
bullshit.
end, to terminate, to abolish. Because our children should not be feeling this way. Our children should not be coming forward and doing this. They shouldn't have to put their personal lives out for everyone to see. Because they're our children.
Some in the care system.
I know you look at us all and you see adults, but there are children that are involved. Bobby and Joseph Blair are children that are involved.
Bank on you.
Don't even know why I bother talking to these. It goes in one ear out the other.
Hopefully going to get everything to our sisters later.
Hey?
Daughter's trying to get everything to our sisters later. She's gone back for it now.
What people don't get and what people don't understand, yeah, is the innocence. People can take innocence and destroy it for the rest of their lives. And people don't understand, general public don't understand what it's like to have your life robbed from you. People don't understand what you have to live with your memories. You have to live. Where's my mum? Where's my dad? When you've been ripped away under forced adoption from your parents. These are more capable of putting a care plan in. Yeah.
Not currently, because we're live in with speeches.
Yeah. But they don't do it. They would rather rip your children away without putting a care plan in.
Kate,
And even
did
though I
you bring your
stand
power
here
banks back?
today as a campaigner to protect children. Yes, I get it.
I'm going to stick
We all
mine
get
on
it
in the
here.
flipping thing there
Yeah,
on
there
charge.
is children
This is about to
that
go.
need to be took off their parents. We're not turning round and saying they're all wankers, they're all whacks. Children need to be safe. So we cover the whole spectrum of child safety. Yeah. Whenever social services, and I mean council social services, want to rip innocent children away from parents, yeah, that are going through a wee bit of a difficult time, right? They'd rather do that than put a care plan in. And we already said that. I've taught the social services. Me and Bobby do seminars for social services. We were at Birmingham University training new training social services how to do the job properly. We give our insight into what they're training for. And me and Bobby never thought and came all this way to turn round and go, fuck the whole lot of them. We're training social services that are private, not council. Yeah, we're training social services. Ginny and Lizzie have been with us when we do our seminars. Yeah. We had senior social service workers put their hands up, ask me and Bobby any question they wanted to, right? And even they said that it was wrong. Yeah, because we need to have, it doesn't have to be, social services work off a textbook. Social services turn up to your house, yeah, to tell you how to bring your children up. They haven't even got children themselves. And you're like, really, did you go to college? Yeah, well, wait a wee minute. I lived my life, and I know the corrupt in that building, in all council buildings. Yeah, it's about meeting the balance, it's about getting it right, it's about not ripping children away from their mum and their dad because you've got a problem. Yeah, it's all money to them, and every year they've got to increase that to meet their targets, and we know that, right? I turned round, I never even got the gist. Why would they even ask me and Bobby, yeah, to go in social services? I never seen that coming. Neither did Bobby.
I'm so glad that they asked you both though, because it's real people and people that have gone through it, not something out of a textbook.
But what do you get? And I've made it, whenever we started this, I made it very clear. If you're social services and you are messing up children's lives, and you're, don't want to swear, but just about to. If you're messing up children's lives, I will expose you. Bobby said the same. So like I said, it was we were surprised whenever we were asked to do, but what people don't get, yes, they are wrong. We need to teach. Exactly. They will never. Yeah. This building, because it's council social services, they will never let me and Bobby do seminars, because that's a multi-billion pound company. We get all the money. They get all the money for ripping children out of their parents' arms. Yeah, forced adoption. They don't care. Whenever you're being raped and abused, they send you back to your rape and abuser. That's what they do. They do it all the time. Yeah. Like I said, we are the real truth tellers. We're the ones that travel over the country, do this, do that. Why? Because we're telling the truth. We want to open the public's eyes to what's going on. And the only way that we can do that is by stood here today, being honest, being open, no matter how much it hurts. We still do it. Because we are the real truth tellers. They are not the real truth tellers. They're the liars. They're the corrupt ones. We ain't. We suffered under their care. We always have. All the children do. Yeah. We got raped and abused in 1977. Why are we all stood here today? The only reason why we're stood here today is because the government haven't done nothing. Social services haven't done nothing. The police haven't done nothing. Yeah. And we've watched abuse get worse. We're 55 years of age. What's improved? What's got better? What's made the difference? Nothing. It's got worse because they're not debating it in the Houses of Parliament. They're not doing nothing. Yep. When you look at BBP, every single year when something really bad happens, oh, we're learning off our mistakes. We were raped and abused in 1977. Yeah. And see, when I hear the statistics, it doesn't mean nothing to me, because I'm sitting there going, I was 12 years of age then, I'm 55 now, nothing's changed, it's got worse. Yeah, and we're witness to that. That's why me and Bobby and all the other patriots come out here, because there hasn't been no change. Why is our children not being protected more than anything? Our children are our future. Yeah, and our children's children are our future. But we're stood here today because our children and children's children aren't our future, not living in this environment. Yeah, I want to die knowing that our children are protected. I would die a happy man then. That's not happened. We are fighting to make that happen, and we'll always fight because that's what we believe in. I'm going to end it now because, you know what I mean, it's them against us, and at the end of the day, the only thing that we can do is keep doing this, keep bringing out the awareness, right? And like I said, right, when your children come home from school, which they all do, want to go up to their rooms, do whatever, all I'm saying is, children get raped online, groomed online, right? Check your children's devices, always. Yeah, a lot of people don't, but that's where the grooming starts. It's so easy now because of the way technology is, but maybe that's the way they wanted it, because they can get away with it all the time. But that's why we're here, because we don't want them to get away with it all the time. So thank you everybody, and God bless.